Captain Marcus Drake struggled to orient himself as the cryosleep chamber released him with a hiss. Around him, other chambers opened, spilling his crew into the dimly lit control room. The ship's alarms blared, and a mechanical voice repeated an urgent message. Priority alert, Galactic Empire vulnerable. Immediate action required. Everyone, to your stations, Marcus barked, shaking off the remnants of his long sleep. His mind raced, trying to process the situation. The last thing he remembered was the desperate final battle against the Empire, humanity's last stand. Lieutenant Sarah Kane, his second in command, approached, her eyes wide with shock. Captain, the systems show we've been adrift for centuries. How is this possible? Marcus clenched his fists, anger bubbling up. We'll figure that out later. Right now, we need to assess our situation and respond to that alert. He strode to the central console and activated the main display. The screen flickered to life, showing a map of the galaxy. A red marker pulsed ominously over the coordinates of the weakened Empire. They think they can lure us in, Marcus muttered, but this is our chance to strike back. Sarah nodded, her face set with determination. What are your orders, Captain? Prepare the ship for battle. Wake the rest of the crew and arm all systems. We move out as soon as we're ready. The control room buzzed with activity as the crew sprang into action. Marcus watched them, pride and bitterness mingling in his heart. These were the last remnants of humanity, survivors of a forgotten war. They had one last mission, to reclaim their honor and avenge their fallen. As the ship powered up, Marcus took a deep breath. This is it, he thought. Our final stand against the Empire. Within minutes, the ship hummed with readiness. Sarah reported back, her voice crisp. Captain, all systems are operational. The crew is ready. Good, Marcus replied. Let's run a quick systems check. We can't afford any surprises. Jacobson, the chief engineer, confirmed the status of the engines and weaponry. Engines are stable, weapons fully operational. We're ready for anything. Marcus nodded, feeling a surge of determination. Plot a course to the Empire's coordinates, he ordered. Patel, get me a visual on the target. The ship's main screen displayed the distant planet, once a symbol of oppression, now a vulnerable target. Marcus stared at it, memories of the war flooding back. The faces of lost comrades, the desperation of their final stand. It all fueled his resolve. We've waited long enough, Marcus said, his voice steely. It's time to finish this. The crew fell silent, their expressions hardening with resolve. They had lost everything to the Empire, but now they had a chance to strike back. Marcus felt a sense of unity, a shared purpose that bound them together. Initiate jump. Marcus commanded. The ship shuddered as it entered hyperspace, the stars blurring into streaks of light. We'll be there soon. Stay sharp. As they hurtled toward their target, Marcus addressed his crew over the intercom. We've been given a rare opportunity. The Empire is weak, but we must be strong. We fight not just for revenge, but for the future of humanity. The crew responded with a collective cheer, their spirits lifting. Marcus felt a glimmer of hope. This mission was their chance to reclaim their lost honor and avenge their fallen comrades. In the silence that followed, Marcus gazed out at the stars, his mind clear and focused. They were heading into battle, but this time, they were ready. Prepare for reentry, he said, his voice calm and confident. Let's show the Empire what humanity is capable of. With the ship fully operational, Captain Marcus Drake gathered his senior officers in the briefing room. A holographic map of the galaxy hovered above the table, the red marker indicating the Empire's vulnerability flashing ominously. We've been given a rare opportunity, Marcus began, his voice firm. The Empire is weak. We must strike now, but we need a plan. Chief Engineer Jacobson leaned forward, concern etched on his face. Captain, our ship is old, and our supplies are limited. We need to consider our approach carefully. Marcus nodded. Agreed. We can't afford to rush in blindly. Sarah, what's the status of our weapons and defenses? Lieutenant Sarah Kane reviewed her tablet, eyes scanning the data quickly. All systems are functional, but they haven't been tested in centuries. We should run diagnostics and simulations to ensure everything works as expected. Do it? Marcus ordered. Jacobson, I want a full assessment of our fuel and resources. We need to know how far we can go without resupply. Jacobson nodded. I'll get on it, Captain. Marcus turned to Communications Officer Patel. Send out reconnaissance drones to scout the area around the Empire. We need to know what we're up against. Patel saluted and left the room. Marcus looked around at his officers, their faces lined with the burden of their mission. We have one shot at this, he said. We do it right, or we don't do it at all. The officers dispersed, and Marcus returned to the bridge. The stars stretched out before him. A vast and unforgiving void. He couldn't shake the feeling that this mission was more than just a chance for revenge. It was their last hope for redemption. As the ship glided through space, Marcus stood at the helm, his mind racing with strategies and contingencies. The crew around him worked tirelessly, running drills and preparing for the inevitable confrontation. Captain, Patel's voice crackled over the intercom. We've received data from the drones. There's a small Imperial outpost near our destination. It looks lightly defended. Marcus studied the holographic display, his eyes narrowing. They must be using it as a decoy. We can't underestimate them. What's the layout? Patel zoomed in on the outpost, highlighting key points. It's mostly automated defenses, few personnel. If we strike quickly, we can take it with minimal resistance. Marcus considered this. We'll need to be swift and precise. Jacobson, prepare the ship for a silent approach. I want us to slip in undetected. As the crew prepared for the operation, tension filled the air. Marcus addressed them over the intercom. This is our first test. Stay focused, follow your training, and we will prevail. The ship glided into the outpost's vicinity, cloaked in the shadows of a nearby asteroid. Sarah led the boarding party, their faces set with grim determination. Marcus watched from the bridge, his heart pounding in his chest. Boarding party, go, Sarah commanded. The team moved with practiced efficiency, breaching the outpost's defenses and securing the control room within minutes. Outpost secured, Captain, Sarah reported. Minimal resistance as expected. Excellent work, Marcus replied. Begin extracting any useful data and supplies. We need everything we can get. As they worked, Marcus couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The Empire would not fall easily, and their journey was far from over. The crew's diligence paid off as they gathered crucial intel and resources. Marcus felt a surge of pride and determination. They were ready for whatever lay ahead. Days melded into one another as the ship advanced steadily toward the Empire's coordinates. The crew, invigorated by their newfound purpose, worked tirelessly. Marcus, though physically weary, found his mind sharper than ever, anticipating the upcoming clash. Captain, we've received data from the drones, Patel announced one morning, breaking the silence. There's a small Imperial outpost near our destination. It appears lightly defended. Marcus leaned over the holographic display, scrutinizing the outpost's layout. They might be using it as a decoy. We can't take any chances. What's the detailed layout? Patel zoomed in on the outpost, highlighting key points. It's mostly automated defenses with minimal personnel. If we strike quickly, we can take it with ease. Marcus's mind raced. We need to be swift and precise. Jacobson, prepare the ship for a silent approach. I want us to slip in undetected. As the crew prepared for the operation, tension was palpable. Marcus addressed them over the intercom, his voice steady and commanding. This is our first real test. Stay focused, follow your training, and we will succeed. The ship glided silently into the outpost's vicinity, cloaked by the shadows of a nearby asteroid. Sarah led the boarding party, their expressions set with determination. Marcus watched from the bridge, his heart pounding in anticipation. "Boarding party, move out," Sarah commanded. The team moved with practiced efficiency, breaching the outpost's defenses and securing the control room within minutes. "Outpost secured, Captain," Sarah's voice crackled over the comms. "Minimal resistance, as expected." Marcus felt a wave of relief wash over him. "Excellent work. Begin extracting any useful data and supplies. We need everything we can get." As the team worked, Marcus couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The Empire was weakened, but far from defeated. He knew their journey would only grow more perilous. Inside the outpost, Sarah and her team sifted through data, downloading schematics, communication logs, and resource inventories. "Captain, we found something interesting," she reported. "There's mention of a high-ranking Imperial officer stationed at a nearby facility. This could be valuable intelligence." Marcus's eyes narrowed. "Good work. Retrieve all the data you can and return to the ship." The crew regrouped, their spirits lifted by the successful operation. Back on the ship, Marcus and his officers pored over the recovered data. "This information could give us a strategic advantage," Sarah said, pointing to the schematics. Jacobson nodded. "Our systems are in good shape, Captain. We can handle whatever comes next." Patel added, "I've deciphered some of the communications. It seems the Empire is scrambling to consolidate their forces. They don't know we're coming." Marcus's lips curled into a grim smile. "Then we have the element of surprise. Let's use it to our advantage." As they prepared for their next move, the crew's determination grew stronger. They were no longer drifting aimlessly in space. They had a mission, a purpose. Marcus felt a renewed sense of hope, a belief that they could truly make a difference. "We'll strike at dawn," Marcus decided, his voice firm. "Rest up and be ready. This is just the beginning." The crew dispersed, each member driven by their shared goal. Marcus stood at the helm, looking out into the vast expanse of space. The battle ahead would be fierce, but he knew they had the strength and resolve to face it. For the first time in centuries, Marcus felt a glimmer of hope. They were humanity's last stand, and they would fight with everything they had. With the outpost secured and valuable intel in hand, the crew regrouped aboard their ship. The data revealed critical weaknesses in the Empire's defenses, giving them a glimmer of hope. "Captain, we've identified several key targets within the Empire's stronghold," Sarah reported. "If we hit these simultaneously, we can cripple their operations." Marcus nodded, his resolve hardening. "This is it. We go in fast and hit them where it hurts." "Sarah, coordinate the attack teams. Jacobson, ensure all systems are at peak performance. Patel, maintain communication silence until we're in position." The crew moved with a sense of urgency. Knowing the stakes, Marcus stood at the helm, his eyes fixed on the approaching Empire stronghold. Memories of past battles and the faces of the fallen fueled his determination. As they neared their target, the ship's stealth systems engaged, cloaking them from the Empire's sensors. The tension was palpable, every crew member focused on their task. "Approaching target coordinates," Patel announced. "All systems green." Marcus took a deep breath. "Commence the attack." The ship swooped down on the Empire's defenses, unleashing a barrage of precise strikes. Explosions rocked the enemy stronghold as Marcus directed the assault from the bridge. "First target neutralized," Sarah's voice crackled over the comms. "Moving to the second." The battle raged on, each successful strike bringing them closer to victory. But the Empire fought back fiercely, their desperation evident in their relentless counterattacks. "Shields at 70%, Jacobson warned. "We need to move faster." "Push through," Marcus ordered. "We can't stop now." With one final, coordinated assault, the crew delivered a decisive blow to the Empire's heart. The stronghold crumbled, and the remnants of the Imperial fleet scattered. "Mission accomplished, Captain," Sarah reported, her voice tinged with exhaustion and relief. Marcus allowed himself a rare smile. "Well done, everyone. Let's head home." As the ship turned away from the ruins of the Empire, Marcus looked out at the stars. Their journey had been long and perilous, but they had achieved what they set out to do. They had reclaimed their honor and avenged humanity. For the first time in centuries, there was hope.